Alright, what's up guys? What's going on? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Another voiceover video in terms of just thoughts and a little my version of, like I did before, of a video essay, but basically my thoughts and the potential that I think the DCU could have now that we're a year in. And right now I just want to say I filmed this about a week and a half ago, or recorded the audio for it, and everything deleted. Everything deleted, and I had to re-record this. So post re-recording, I have seen Supergirl, and I really liked it. Not as much as I would like to have liked it, but I thought it was alright. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was just there, which is really unfortunate because, in my opinion, the DCU doesn't need a just there film right now. They need something good, something like Superman. But yeah, I mean, Supergirl was alright, but that aside, that's a whole review for tomorrow. I'll be uploading a Supergirl review tomorrow or the day after, but a Supergirl review is coming soon. But yeah, basically just want to talk about my expectations and what I think is happening so far. I mean, again, we're a year in, and we've gotten a few projects, mainly by James Gunn. We got a few upcoming post Supergirl. We got Lanterns, and we got Clayface. Lanterns is a HBO Max television show, and then we got and then we got Clayface, which is a body horror film about Clayface, which, if I'm not mistaken, was originally intended for the Reeves universe, the Matt Reeves Batman universe. But maybe I'm just tripping, and that's not what it was. It was always intended for the DCU, which sucks because this Clayface trailer looks amazing. It looks awesome, but apparently the Creature Commandos DCU Clayface looks like a chud. I'll put a picture on the screen of what he looks like, but just very, like, damn, that kind of sucks. But who knows? Also, we have not gotten any news on the Brave and the Bold. Actually, as of today, the only real rumor came from John Champia, who's a insider, and he has a whole podcast, like a news whatever info guy. And he said apparently he knows who the Batman actor is that got casted for the DCU. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's someone good, and I'm hoping that the Brave and the Bold is actually decent. And in my opinion, Andy Muschietti is not the guy to go with. The Flash was not it. Even some of the Batman stuff in there was alright, but if I'm being honest, it felt very weightless. It felt very computer generated and stuff, which is obvious, but when you compare it to something like Matt Reeves or a previous director's take on it, like Zack Snyder, regardless of how you feel about it, Batman felt very fantastical. You felt the punch, you felt all that. So I don't know. I mean, the Batman in the DCU could be amazing. I could just be, not knowing what I'm talking about. But the Brave and the Bold, give it to Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi knows what to do with superheroes. He can make one of the best DC films in recent memory. But I don't know. I also wasn't that big of a fan on Send Help, but he could also just lock the fuck in and make the Brave and the Bold. But yeah, that aside, I'm really not a fan too, because the whole, Rick Flag Sr., he's in most of the projects and stuff, and he's unintentionally, he's not announced, but unintentionally a staple and kind of a pillar in the DC universe, which is low-key sad to see. It's not Batman, Superman, Wonder, not the Trinity, right? But what do I know? I mean, it's just very upsetting. It's very underwhelming. And then apparently since 2023, Gunn had a 5-year contract with Warner Brothers, or with DC, so that expires in 2028. And he's filming Man of Tomorrow, which comes out next year, 2027. But it's you kind of low-key wasted a year and a half of not putting anything out, because that announcement, that DCU slate, or Gods and Monsters announcement, came out in 2023. And I tweeted this out. I'll put the tweet on screen, but I tweeted this out how it's a little alarming that 4 out of the 10 projects that were announced got made, and the other 6 were just fuck all, like the Waller show, the Authority shit, all this stuff. There's no news on Brave and the Bold. It's just very alarming and very concerning. Hopefully everything picks up by Clayface because I think that is the last thing that comes out this year. But I'm very optimistic. James Gunn has made amazing comic book films. I believe in him, and I love his vision for the DCU. I mean, he's a visionary director, and what he wants and stuff like that. And I think his take on a DC universe filled with bright colors, which sounds very corny, but very bright and very optimistic, and what DC should kind of be, is awesome. More like a Justice League Unlimited show or Justice League animated show. I'll put up the picture, but like that kind of vibe. And I'm kind of hoping that the rest of the stuff coming out could be good, but who knows what, like, again, what do I know? Again, I'm just like a fan. This is an outside perspective. I'm fucking, what do I know, bro? Literally, what do I know? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what lands. Obviously, James Gunn said they won't greenlight a script unless it's really good and they're super confident. But in my opinion, where was that with Supergirl? Because unless Supergirl had insane rewrites and what we've seen wasn't the original foundation, or was the foundation of that script, and it's just not there anymore, it kind of sucks, because I thought this was going to be kind of the opposite of the MCU. And Supergirl unfortunately felt like a very MCU-ish film with MCU looking visuals at times. I'm mainly referring to the third act, but it's just kind of insane that it's starting to feel a little bit more like that. I mean, Clayface isn't out yet, and I'm not gonna lie, the trailer already looks like better than most of the stuff that's come out in this decade from Marvel. Like, way better, outside of, like, some of the usual suspects. But Clayface looks amazing, and it looks very different, and it looks like a vision brought to life, and it looks super awesome. I genuinely cannot wait. And honestly, in my opinion, that's like the perfect time. If this is set in the DCU, this is the perfect time to debut your Batman. This is the perfect time to introduce him, like physically introduce him, actor and all. You see him, you see the suit, maybe you hear the Batmobile, I don't know, but this is the perfect time to finally show off your DCU Batman. But like, okay, whatever, I guess not, because I don't even think that's happening. And apparently Wonder Woman got casted for Man of Tomorrow. That is a huge rumor. Some of the casting, I forgot what her name is or how to pronounce it, but I think it's Adraya Arjona, or I'm forgetting her name, but I'll put a picture of her on screen. Apparent talks of a Wonder Woman, which is like, all right. I mean, I'll take it, I guess, but I'm just there's like no news. Like, more stuff just got announced. I think a Joker show, a crypto show, and something else. I'll put it on screen, but it got announced, and no Wonder Woman Paradise Lost, none of that got mentioned, so that's a red flag. I just think it's very smart to introduce Batman in Clayface and Wonder Woman in Man of Tomorrow, and by the time you get to the end of Man of Tomorrow, maybe you see something or a mention of Batman in the DCU, because if I'm being honest, Gunn not introducing the big three, the Trinity, in his 5-year tenure at DC Studios is low-key underwhelming, because you could actually set a foundation for the future of DC Studios, of this new DC universe, everything with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's kind of what I feel like, in my opinion, this universe should be revolved around, specifically Superman and Wonder Woman, because we've got an abundance of Batman content in recent memory. Oh, the other show was a Batman animated show for the comic that just came out. Why is it not clicking in my mind? I'm forgetting. But I'll put it on screen. And yeah, so that also got announced, but it's just like there's too much Batman content, and if I'm being honest, that feels like what they kind of rely on. But the DC brand as a whole is much more than just Batman and Gotham and the Joker and his whole rogues gallery, just that world. You don't have to rely on that. I love that we got Superman and we got Supergirl. Peacemaker is a continuation, of the first show, and a spinoff from the Suicide Squad. I honestly God don't know what's canon, what is canon, because there's stuff from the Suicide Squad I think that is canon but isn't, or I think it's fully canon. There's stuff from Suicide Squad 2016 that's canon. Apparently Blue Beetle's canon. I don't know. We're just picking and choosing. We don't really have a definitive. This is what it is. I feel like they're going along, and by them I mean James Gunn. All due respect, but also I don't know. Again, this is just an outside perspective, but yeah, man. I'm really hoping that by 2030, 2032, a few years down the line, that we're like, we got a Justice League film, we got a definitive DCU Batman film, and into the Superman trilogy, and a Wonder Woman standalone film, maybe a trilogy as well. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. It's kind of just like a film essay, video essay, but on my expectations and what I would want. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.